Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the next chapter and few topics which are there, that is the environment. So let's get started. First topic is ecosystem. This term was given by Tensley in 1935. Ecosystem comprises of living and non-living components of the environment. Let's see, what do you mean by living components? Living components are the biotic components like plants, animals and microorganisms. They may be producers, consumers and decomposers. And on the other hand, abiotic components are the components which do not have life. Abiotic means without life, like water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, wind, etc. Now we know what is ecosystem, and next topic is related to types of ecosystem. There may be natural ecosystem or artificial ecosystem. Natural ecosystem, for example, forest, desert, grassland, mountains, pond, lakes, water and ocean. Artificial ecosystem, which also comprises of living and non-living components in it, like if you see garden, parks, crop fields, aquarium, zoo, all these are the artificial ecosystem. Now moving ahead to the very important term, that is decomposers, which we know is a biotic component of the ecosystem, and they play important role. We know about the producers, we know about the consumers, but the role which decomposers play, that is very crucial and important. They make the environment clean by decomposing dead bodies of the plants and animals, basically, like fungus and bacteria. Fungus and bacteria, they are the decomposers. They decompose the dead remaining organs or the organic matters, and they try to release the nutrients out of them, and in this way they help in cycling of the nutrients. Otherwise, what will happen? The nutrients will remain locked in the dead bodies of plants and animals. So this is what the decomposers do. They play important role in giving the nutrients back to the environment. Now the very next topic is the human activities that affect environment, and very important out of these is the depletion or the thinning of the ozone layer. We all know the importance of the ozone layer. It is a kind of a natural umbrella for us, which protect us from the harmful UV radiations, ultraviolet radiations. So let's get started. How the ozone layer is formed, how it is depleted, and how it can be regained. Now see, ozone molecule, which is O3, it has got 3 atoms of oxygen. At higher level, what happens basically, because of the UV radiations, you can see here, because of the UV radiation, what happens? This is related to the formation of the ozone layer, how the ozone is formed in the upper or the higher levels in the atmosphere. So basically O2, that is oxygen molecule, when it comes in interaction with the UV radiations, it splits or it breaks off into ozone atoms, and these oxygen atoms, and when these oxygen atoms in their atomic form, they combine further with the oxygen molecule. This is atomic oxygen and this is oxygen molecule, so again they form the O3. So this is how O3 or the ozone is formed, because of the interaction of UV radiations and oxygen molecule. And we all know ozone is very important. Ozone protects the earth from the harmful UV radiations from the sun. UV radiations may cause skin cancer in humans. Not only humans, they affect plants as well as animals adversely. Ozone layer is being damaged because of the use of some chemicals. Why the ozone layer is getting depleted, or why there is thinning of the ozone layer? The reason is quite obvious, that is the use of chlorofluorocarbons. And chlorofluorocarbons or CFCs are used in our refrigerators, fire extinguishers, ACs. So the use of chlorofluorocarbon should be reduced and should be reduce, so that we can protect our ozone layer, which is quite protective and a natural umbrella for all of us. Now, if we want to protect our environment, we have to protect it from the solid waste. Solid waste can be biodegradable, it can be non biodegradable. Biodegradable waste gets decomposed, but non biodegradable does not get decomposed by the microorganisms like plastics and polythene. So, we will discuss the difference in detail. First, get started and study more about the biodegradable waste. What are the ill effects of these waste? So bad effects of biodegradable waste is they make the scene unpleasant, they produce foul smell. Not only this, they spread the disease, also. So these are the ill effects. They produce bad smell, they spread the disease, because the biodegradable waste becomes the breeding ground for the pathogens. Then they basically if you talk about the unpleasant scene they produce the very bad smell. So all these are the ill effects or the bad effects of the biodegradable waste. Now moving ahead to non biodegradable waste. If you talk about non biodegradable waste, the waste which do not get decomposed by the microorganism, this is the bad effect on its own part, that it is not decomposed by the microorganism. Second is it is carcinogenic means it causes cancer or it may cause cancer. So it's quite carcinogenic. That is the biggest ill effect or the bad effect of non biodegradable waste. Then chemical fertilizers reduce the fertility of the soil. Chemical fertilizers which we use in large amount on our fields, that is also not good for our soil health, because it reduces the fertility in long run. Then DDT, which is again the non biodegradable, it enters the food chain, and once any chemical enters the food chain, obviously it will affect human beings, because human beings are omnivores and they get food from plants as well as animals. So they get double dose of chemicals basically. Now next is if we have generated the garbage, we need to manage at the same time. So generation of garbage is one thing and managing of the garbage is another thing. So we have to manage at any cost, because either it is biodegradable or non biodegradable, both are harmful. Just now we have studied the ill effects. So the household waste is called garbage, and some of the garbage is biodegradable, some is non biodegradable. We know the difference, and this garbage is having their own ill effect, that they cause air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, because they create unpleasant scene, foul smell, and they are the breeding ground for the pathogens. Not only this, they are carcinogenic and they are not good for plant health, human health, and for the environment health also they are not good. So there should be a proper disposal, or we have to learn how to manage the garbage. Once, or if we know how to produce the garbage, that is our moral duty or responsibility to know how to manage the garbage. So there are different ways and means by which we can manage the garbage, that is landfills, recycling, then production of the biogas and manure, reusing, and incineration. Incineration is a process in which the waste is burnt in incinerators at high temperature. We can reuse the thing. That is the best way of managing the garbage. That is done in our homes also, when our mother reuses the things, maybe the use of empty glass bottles for storing pickles, and many using newspapers for wrapping our gifts or something like that. We can use a number of things to use the things again, so that they can be reused. Then production of the biogas and the manure. We know how to produce biogas, and manure can be used in the field also. And recycling is the best way, and landfills are the low areas to keep the garbage. So these are the few methods of managing the garbage basically. Now coming to the main point, that is biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. We know biodegradable waste is the type of waste which can be decomposed by the microorganism, and they can change or transform that waste into less harmful substances, and they unlock basically the nutrients which are locked in those waste material. So the waste material can be vegetables and fruits and pulses, so these can be decomposed by the action of microorganisms like bacteria and fungus, because microorganisms, they have got special enzymes to decompose biodegradable waste. Now, non biodegradable, you can see in the name itself, it is quite significant and it is quite evident that non biodegradable means they cannot be degraded, they cannot be decomposed by the microorganisms, because microorganisms, they don't have the enzymes to decompose those waste. Okay, because these waste are the synthetic man-made waste, basically like polythene bags, plastic fibers, synthetic fibers, glass, metal, rubber, insecticide, pesticides. So microorganisms, they don't have any enzyme to decompose such waste. Okay, so thank you very much. Revise well.